It was the first coherent thought that pierced the crimson haze of Anakin Skywalker's consciousness. Not the pain of his burning flesh, that had been transcended, left behind on the black sands of Mustafar along with his severed limbs. This was deeper, colder, the pain of a soul being crushed beneath the weight of terrible choices, being reshaped into something new, something other. The darkness embraced him like a lover. Where once he had fought against it, now he surrendered willingly. It was easier this way. The dark side promised an end to confusion, to the endless questioning that had plagued him. There was only power, only certainty, only the will of his master. Emperor Palpatine. The very thought of the name sent ripples through the Force, reality itself seeming to bend around that singular point of darkness. Anakin could feel him now, approaching through the corridors of the medical facility on Coruscant. The Emperor's presence was a cold star, drawing everything into its orbit, consuming light itself. Mechanical sounds filled Anakin's awareness, the hiss of respirators, the steady beep of monitoring equipment, the whir of robotic surgical arms making their final adjustments. He tried to move, to speak, but his body no longer obeyed him. What remained of his organic form was suspended in a bacta tank, floating in liquid that should have been soothing, but felt like acid against his ruined flesh. Through the clouded transparasteel, he could see medical droids working with inhuman precision, assembling pieces of his new existence. Cybernetic limbs, armor plating, a breathing apparatus. They were building a prison, he realized, but also a weapon. He would be encased in it, sealed away from the world, forever separated from the simple joys he had once known. The thought should have terrified him. Instead, he felt only a grim satisfaction. He deserved this. After what he had done, after the temple, after the younglings, after Padme, he deserved far worse. Padme. Her name was a dagger to his heart, sharper than any lightsaber. He had killed her. Not with his hands, though he had tried in his rage and madness on Mustafar, but with his choices. Every step he had taken down this dark path had been another wound inflicted upon her, until finally she could bear no more. The Emperor had told him she died by Anakin's own hand, and though he had not dealt the physical blow, it was true enough. She had died believing he was lost, and she was right. The grief threatened to overwhelm him, to shatter what little remained of his sanity. But the dark side was there, wrapping around that grief like black silk, not erasing it, but transforming it. Grief became rage, love became hate, hope became despair, and from despair came power. He could feel it building within him, a storm of dark energy that made the medical equipment spark and crackle. The droids skittered backward, their programming overwhelmed by proximity to such concentrated fury. But the Emperor's presence drew closer, unafraid, amused even. The doors to the medical chamber hissed open. Palpatine entered like a shadow-given form, his yellow eyes gleaming with satisfaction as they swept over the scene. Behind him came a retinue of the finest medical droids in the galaxy, along with several dark-robed figures whose faces were hidden. Anakin could sense their presence in the Force, inquisitors perhaps, or other servants of the dark side being groomed for the new order. "My young apprentice," Palpatine said, his voice a serpent's whisper that somehow carried clearly through the bacta fluid. "I sense your pain, your anger. Good. Let it fuel you. Let it make you strong." Anakin wanted to respond, but he had no voice. His vocal cords had been seared beyond repair by the heat and smoke of Mustafar. That too would be replaced with machinery. "The transformation is nearly complete," the Emperor continued, moving closer to the tank. "Soon you will rise again, more powerful than ever before. The name Anakin Skywalker will be forgotten. You will be Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, my right hand in the forging of a new galactic order." Darth Vader. The name resonated through him like a funeral bell. It was a death and a birth simultaneously. Anakin Skywalker, the boy from Tatooine who had dreamed of freeing slaves and bringing peace to the galaxy, was gone. What emerged from these tanks would be something else entirely. The Emperor gestured, and the medical droids resumed their work with renewed vigor. Anakin felt himself being lifted from the Bacta, the fluid draining away to leave him suspended in the air by repulsor fields. His ruined body was a horror, legs gone at the knees, left arm missing from the elbow, right arm from the shoulder. His skin was a patchwork of burns and scars, his face barely recognizable. He should have died on Mustafar, would have died if not for the Emperor's intervention. Was that mercy or cruelty? In this moment, Anakin could not tell the difference. The droids began attaching the cybernetic limbs, each connected